A woman says that she has nowhere else to turn after the Social Security Administration sent her a notice asking for more than $60,000.
She reached out to 11 Investigates, concerned she won't be able to take care of her son who has disabilities. Our Amy Hudak has covered these Social Security clawbacks for more than 2 years now. She is live at the administration office with the plea for help. Amy?
Yeah, Gordon and Lisa, Ruth Ann Pickard has a rare autoimmune disease. That's why after 30 years working as a nurse for the VA, she had to quit her job. She gets monthly infusions that she now can't afford, and it's all because of a letter from the Social Security Administration. The office is right behind me.
How can you do this?
That's what Ruth Ann Pickard wants to ask the Social Security Administration after the government agency said it overpaid her $63,000 and she needs to pay it back by December 5th. Pickard said the first letter came in February of 2024. That's when her Social Security disability payments stopped coming. She filed for a waiver and waited.
I got a letter from Social Security office 17 months later saying we received your request for a waiver. 17 months.
Okay, guys, welcome to the video here. This is a very, very horrible story here. So this lady, her name is Ruth Ann Pickard. She's received a letter from Social Security saying that she owes them more than $63,000 because they overpaid her, and now she has to pay that money back. They're saying by December 5th. Um, Man, and it's also reported that she has a son that she has to take care of who also has a disability. So, um, you know, this, this couldn't come at, more of a worse time for her. I'm pretty sure, she doesn't have $63,000 just to pay back to the Social Security Administration, who should have caught them, making overpayments to her. They should have caught that, way before it got up to that amount. And to kind of expect someone who, later on in their years to be able to pay that type of money back, man, that's just terrible. And if that's the, her only income, which for, a lot of people who are on Social Security, that's their only form of income. And to expect her to pay that back or to stop her payments is really, that's just really horrible, in my opinion. Um, it's just no way that they continually sent her out checks that was over the amount that she was supposed to get and allowed it to total up to $63,000, and they're just now finding that out. Like, I mean, there should be a check and balance annually to where it wouldn't even get to this amount of money, and it's then expecting someone to pay it back. That's that's typically how much, or that or more is how much people owe back in, like, student loans debt when they have it. So, to have to owe this back to the Social Security Administration, and again, a lot of times this is like the only payment that, folks have monthly to take care of their monthly expenses. So, man, this is definitely tough and heart wrenching here, and hopefully they're able to come to some type of settlement or resolve with this. But I have to play a video and get a lot more information here.
I waited.
They told her she was out of luck. The reason?
It says you've been working full time, and wait, I'm not working. I haven't worked.
Her adult son with disability.
Okay, so that's one of the things. You're not able to work full time when you're getting these Social Security payments. So if it is coming in and she's making full time wages while also getting these payments, then that definitely becomes a problem. That you're not able to just be out there working full time and continuously getting Social Security payments every month. That's just not that's just not how that system is set up. So, of course, they have to do an investigation, which they but may have already done their investigation. But yeah, I do know that for a fact. You're not able to just go out and make full time wages and continuously, draw money in from Social Security. That's just not how it works.
Gets a waiver for his care through Medicaid. The Social Security Administration treats the waiver as her income and said she should have never qualified for Social Security disability in the first place.
Okay, so they're treating, so her son is getting a waiver from Medicaid. So they're treating that waiver that her son gets, he gets a check also. They're treating that as her making full-time wages. So not sure how much the son gets as far as his care with his disability. But you know, this is news to me. So if you are on Social Security and you have a child that is getting a check from like Medicaid, they're considered that for you as full-time wages. So very, very interesting how they define that and qualify that, you know, as, you know, making full-time wages. You know, I was under the assumption that she might have had a job or something like that, but if she you know, has to take care of herself or take care of her son all day, you know, that just kind of you know, brings a question into the whole process and stuff like that. Maybe it wasn't clear. You know, I'm not really too sure as far as her understanding of that process.
So I've been sitting on eggshells for almost 2 years, waiting for them now, right before the holiday, to decide, you know what, we want our money. It doesn't matter what happens to you or what happens to your son. We just want our money.
Pickard already lost her husband, a Vietnam veteran, suddenly. Now she's afraid of losing her home.
If you start taking my money that I do get, what's going to be first? My electric, my heat?
And fears her son will lose the care he deserves.
To put him in a group home would probably kill me.
Now, we did reach out to our state senators as well as her local congressman, Mike Kelly. Mike Kelly's team got back to us saying they are aware of Ruth Ann Pickard's case and they've been working with her for several weeks, but they do not comment on these cases kind of as they're pending and everybody's figuring it out. We also reached out to the Social Security Administration. They did not send a statement, and they also did not say why it took 17 months for them to respond to her waiver.
Because it just, you know, dragged their feet and took their time, you know. So they didn't seem, like I said, they could have caught the fact that you know, if that was their policy, that, you know, if they have a child in the home that's receiving payments from Medicaid, that they're not able to also draw from Social Security. You know, I'm sure that should have been caught, you know, a few years ago, and not allowed it to get this far, to where, you know, there's a massive amount of debt, and you know, they're gonna look to, I'm sure, bother her to death to collect that debt. Very, very, very terrible, you know, situation to find yourself in, especially when you have a child that needs, you know, care and attention. As she said, you know, putting her son in a like a nursing facility or a hospice facility or nursing home like type of facility, you know, it will really break her heart, and it you know, that's just terrible to maybe have to even think about doing that. So hopefully they're able to figure something out for her, and you know, seems like now she understands like what's going on with the whole situation. um you know, not saying she should totally be absolved if she actually knew the rules and just chose, you know, not to follow them and stuff like that, but a lot of times people really just don't know. um but you know, we'll see what becomes of this. Again, if you like my content, make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. And this is Justin Paul. Peace.